Things are getting too hot, and you want to keep it cool, we got the Cocoon. 360-degree parry protection with a 10-second cooldown, but it resets automatically if you're able to successfully get a parry. That means that you can now use two-handed weapons while also still having the full suite of protection from having a shield, as long as you're able to get those parries over and over. You know, that cooldown can be the sort of thing that the difference between life and death if you mess it up. And, I mean, as much as I do like using two-handed weapons and everything like that, this is going to be more or less the same sort of run as any one of the other shield ones that I've done, which is to say, kind of rough. Because if you miss a parry on these enemies, you're taking like more than half of your health in just a single hit. At least, from what I've seen so far. And from what I've seen so far is actually quite a bit, as this is what, day 4? They were trying to get the run working? Oh man, I can only hope that this one's going to go well, but at least I have a very good idea of how to get this thing really working for myself if I just take it even a little bit slow and a little bit carefully. One of the things you really don't want to do is, even if you get 360-degree protection, is not try and get yourself surrounded by enemies and then try and use this. Or, well, that actually is not entirely true, because you can get this to work by not getting a parry, and you just get like a little bit of stun time, but still the huge cooldown remains. So this one it's a rough run. It's a rough run as anything that I do trying to involve a whole lot of shields does, but I think it's one that can work. Additionally, much like the Iron Staff, there is a little bit of interesting tech that you can do with this item. Much like the Iron Staff, it does take the affixes of other shields that you have in your inventory and apply them to the parry. Probably a, let's just say an oversight on Motion Twin, but you can see that if I get a parry with this, I should be able to burn enemies, bleed enemies, can do stuff like freeze enemies, the 300% extra damage. There's a lot of different things that could work to make this item quite overpowered. However, you still have to get a whole lot of parries, which is not the easiest thing. Here, let's check that out right now. Not against you. But against, come on now. But against, let's say, like like one of these guys up here. As you can see, burning and bloody. So that's fun. I'm not going to try and make that work. I think that's a little bit excessive, but if you want to go for a real gimmicky run, that is something that is possible. I don't know. Right now, I just want to get a little bit more usage out of two-handed weapons, because it's been some time. I mean, as much as I do like stuff like the various crossbows as well as the scythe claws, you really do lose out on a lot by not having a shield in survival run. So having this, I think, is going to, just in general, make that a lot more palatable to use. And I can start to use stuff like the explosive crossbow like way more often. Which, I mean, this weapon, still great. The slam down is good, the damage is good. There's a lot of great stuff happening with it. I mean, additionally, stuff like the repeater crossbow has actually become quite overpowered in recent days from what I've been told. So getting an actual shield out there at the same time that I can still use that is going to be quite nice. I think I'm probably going to save the scythe claws for a little bit later in the run, just because, well, the start of these runs always tends to be the most difficult. It is really, really rough. So just attempting to go for a little bit more ranged survival is going to do me good, I think. In the meantime, though, ice crossbow, would it be worth it? I do get bleeding and bleeding synergy. Yeah, sure. Besides, this is also one that I feel like I have not really given enough usage to as of late. So, should be a fun go-through anyway. Now then. I'm still just so hesitant to try and go for the parries a lot of the time. But with the right number of mutations, they all do apply on this weapon as well, I should be able to start to get a lot of healing, cooldown reduction potentially, just a lot of fun stuff to make this work. It's just, man, if you miss it even once, even one time, Oh well, having the ice armor could help me out with trying to prevent me, making it a little bit more safe to go for parries. But I think I do want to go for more raw damage than anything else, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Aside from that, I guess we're going sewers this time because that's something that I decided at the start of the run. Probably not a great idea, but that's what we're doing. All right, let's just go. Ice crossbow is pog. Yeah, it's good, but it's also like, the setup when you're surrounded by enemies can be a little bit difficult to pull off. Probably better against like bosses than not. And of course, the other thing with this run, one of the fun facts that we got going on here is that it wasn't just on screen that I've been trying to get this run working, but also I got a potentially post-commentary run that we can do a little bit later if this is just wholly, entirely unsuccessful. So if I die before getting into the next area, expect me to just automatically switch over to that. I don't know. I like the occasional little post-commentary, and I think it's going to be fun to do on stream. If it really just does not work, maybe. I don't know. Let's just see how this goes. Bubblegum ice cream? I don't really like bubblegum ice cream. I always feel like, ice cream should be creamy and not like adding in chewy aspects to it. I usually just like chocolate ice cream with like something basic on there. Maybe like I don't know, like a fruit syrup? Well, anyway, this has nothing to do with anything. I'm thinking armadillo pack. Also getting a little bit of even more extra parry stuff out of there, despite the fact that I'm not using a shield otherwise. Because for whatever reason, if you do have armadillo pack proc, it does also proc the other various parry mutations that you have. So stuff like what doesn't kill me can actually activate a lot more often than you think. However, I think for right now, let's just take good old gastronomy. It's always a safe take. Really helps heal you up, everything like that. Kill rhythm with ice crossbow could be good. I think I probably want to save kill rhythm for a little bit later and focus on more on defensive stuff for the time being, just because, One of the fun things about this weapon, too, is that it will also parry things that aren't normally parryable. Stuff like the... Oh, no. No, you don't. Stuff like the slam down from the bombers there, but also stuff like the slam from the slammers, which is, like an earthquake type of thing. Usually not something that should even be like anything resembling parryable, but it is possible. So in some ways, the Cocoon is actually better than a shield. Still, like I said, not the easiest thing to get working, and if you miss it, that's bad. Yep, like I missed it there. I could have easily gotten a lot of damage. But I didn't realize very quickly that was on cooldown. Now then, what else is going to be happening in this run? Because malaise is still a big issue, and faster enemies means harder parries too, on top of everything else. So, yeah, it's watching out is important. You can also do stuff like reflect those bombs and everything, but that does not cause the cooldown reduction to be reset. So, kind of got to use that prudently. So it does give you all the aspects of a full shield. It's just, yeah, there's also some very obvious downsides. Now then, good, and freezing is at least helping, kind of. I don't know. I think that for the time being, especially because there's a lot of enemies that are getting spawned in this area in particular, I probably want to go take something like a explosive crossbow or repeater crossbow that can hit in a really large area instead. Something that will be killing a massive amount of enemies rather than just focusing on getting one or two at a time. A line of enemies at best, if I could just get some sort of piercing on this weapon. Now then. Oh, if I can nail this parry, that's going to be good. If I can't, that's going to be very bad. And you know what? I'm just... I got hit anyway. No. Also, enemies teleporting in here is just super not helping either when it comes to trying to hit the enemies I'm trying to. Yep. Parry one, didn't parry everything. I knew it was going to happen like that. Ah, well. If only I could find... What is up here on top? That appears to be like a lore room. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. Maybe it's got foodstuffs in it. Does not appear to have that. Now then, if I can just find one piece of food, that would be exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, it's like I said, the enemies spawning in constantly are not making this any easier. There. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. A freeze shield, an armadillo pack, that could kind of be good. But I don't think it's gonna come up in that way. There, come on. Ah, damn it. Fine, fine. I can at least get like as much money as possible and try and make that, and just try and get some food a little bit later on. Want to showcase every lore room in the game? I feel like I mostly have showcased every lore room in the game at this point in time. Okay. Oh, come on. Ugh. Just give me a couple seconds here to try and... Oh, it's too low on the... Too low below me. I mean, Ice Crossbow still has the same issue as a lot of survival weapons. Does not really hit above and below it very well now, does it? I hate all of this. Now then, what are we doing? We're doing Cocoon. However, as I was saying before, as with all shields, it generally does not tend to go too well because I use it too much and take too much damage. To be honest, I'm not even trying to get the whole Cocoon aspect working right now just because it is so, like, problems are arising everywhere now, aren't they? Good. No, yeah, the stun timing still can work. It's just like even if you're not planning to get the actual parry, and I think I'm going to be relying on that maybe for a little bit until I can get my health back at least. This could be good. I think I probably want the Bloodthirsty Shield though. If I am taking the Armadillo pack soon enough, that is an item that will be quite good. And then, as I was saying, something that will kill enemies a little bit more. When they're grouped up a lot more rather than, you know, hoping and praying that I'll be able to get a parry properly or freezing them as what was happening there. I don't know. It's a high-stress episode once again. Let's just say that. How does Cocoon work on projectiles? Can you spam against Conjunctivius? Yes, you can. It's a hard weapon to spam, though. It's not really as spammable as you want it to be, basically. Like, there's a very clear, like, tiny cooldown in between using this. But it's, like, it's noticeable when you're just trying to, like, press the button over and over and over again. However, I'm going to be going for the Conjunctivius, because, you know, between all of the good parry opportunities that you get from... Very nice. Between all the good parry opportunities that you get from, like, the Conjunctivius herself, every one of the tentacles should make for a very easy parry game. Hopefully. Ah, jeez. Okay. I did not die there. Also sets up those guys for... The parry does also set up those guys for taking a lot of damage really quickly, too. It's just... Make sure your timing's on point. Good. Good, good. Why are we talking about Lola Bunny in chat? You know that I don't like Space Jam. Oh, that's a 60 kills, too. Still in... How much damage have I taken in this area? Still got 60 kills? Man. Really does go to show you how, like... how good you have to be at the game at this point in time. Now then, are you furry enough to like Lola Bunny? Not really. I don't know. Looney Tunes general art design. I don't find that too aesthetic. Is that just me? Oh, come on now. Like something about that sort of cartoonishness. But yes, as you can see, it does work just fine on projectiles. Yeah, where do you even come from? Anyway. Oh, it is just... I mean, even though I did get the healing there, I'm still so worried. However, it's working. It's working. There. And this one cannot be... You don't get... No, you do get extra ammo from ammo mutations, which might be worth taking for this. I don't know. I'm considering it, but I just don't... Probably not. Oh well. In the meantime, I'm still taking out quite a few enemies. And that is slightly lowering my malaise that I have. It's not really going to be too much. Wait, what? Why are people conspiring against me in chat right now? What is even going on? I mean, you know, I can read what you're saying there, even if I'm talking about... Even if I'm trying to actually talk about the episode, you know. Anyway. Lunatics Unleashed. Yes, I do remember that. I remember people being very incensed at the idea, but it's like, I don't remember it being that bad of a show. A weird, weird concept, though. Like, I guess I kind of liked it just because it was so surreal and nonsensical that it's like, hey, we're going to make edgy, like, superheroes out of Looney Tunes characters? But it's like, man, whoever thought of that, it's just like, I guess it really brought in that, that Space Jam energy. And y'all like Space Jam, but you don't like that one, eh? Darkwing Duck was amazing? Yes, I do agree with that. The Darkwing Duck was great. That was a lot more jokey, though. Also, it's like... Disney, so not quite the same thing. Like, I feel like there's a certain amount of seriousness occasionally that, like, Disney stuff goes into. Rather than being almost entirely gag-based like Looney Tunes. So they can get away with it a little bit better. Like, is that a thing? Is that anything? Nah, it's really not. All right. Let's see what we got going on in here, because this is usually the place where runs tend to end. Let's just say that right now. This is, again, 300% damage with the cocoon and freezing. But it's like, no, I don't think any of this is really worth taking as of right now. Just going to keep going and just hope that I have some form of healing coming up here. I guess I'll probably take it myself. By the way, thanks to the person last time who said that acceptance no longer curses you when you eat food. You're wrong, but you did get me killed off screen. I don't know who said that. I still got a chip on my shoulder about it. Shields. Not really what I'm looking for right now. And now, the problems are going to arise, and very quickly, I would think. Yep, I'm already not liking this. Can parry pretty much all the attacks from those guys. And also, explosive crossbow does go through those, go through the weirded warriors just because explosions aren't stopped by... The projectile might be, but the explosions are not stopped by the stuff. All right, come on. Wow, multiple of them, eh? Ooh, nice. There we are. Okay, come on now. Oh boy, that's a fun combination of enemies. Still might be able to take them out easily enough here. So, how y'all doing? Me? Just, okay, come on now. In the same spot each time? No, just keep going. Why not? This is dumb, but I'm just going to take whatever sort of advantages that I can possibly get. Okay. I mean, I guess if you're looking for how exactly things spawn in this game, that's where you should be looking at. Okay. Just sit on a chain and see where enemies start to show up over and over and over. Okay, didn't quite get it there. Gotta make sure that if things even start to go badly when it comes to parrying stuff, that I am prepared. But it's like, yeah, you can parry these enemies. Notably, normally unparryable and also unstunnable. It's cool. Same thing with that. Considered a melee attack, no less. However, not something I think that I would recommend doing a whole lot of the time. That one is at least normally parryable by shields. Just keep slamming down on the ground here. Mm-hmm. And then just slam them, slam and jam. Welcome to the space jam. Okay, that works. Etc. Your malaise is showing. I know. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, chat! Don't look at my malaise. No, don't look there. I'm so embarrassed. Ooh. Okay, just slam them into the wall until I win, and then I get oiled sword. Oiled sword could be okay. I mean, like I was saying, you know, the whole like taking on the other affixes means that getting like a slower but more effective weapon, a slower weapon that could also have like a secondary shield. There's a case to be made for trying that out. However, I'm kind of committed entirely to doing the old. Okay. All right. Kind of committed entirely to doing the old two-handed weapon approach this time, so don't think we're going to see too much of that. I'll at least pick it up, I suppose, to make sure that nothing else is going to be getting shields, if nothing else, though. And there it is. Can't stop it, baby. I don't know. Chat, if you got any opinion on if you want to see like a little bit of slower weapon, extra shield action for extra powerful Cocoon, let me know. Now then. Sell it? Okay. Just keep slamming these on each other. They'll die just by falling on top of each other. And that's good. Gotcha. Gotcha. Nailed it. Okay. God, I still hate Toxic Malaise, but at least I'm kind of making it work this time to a certain extent. Nope. And by nope, I mean die already. Hold it. I mean, it's like I want to go for the Armadillo pack, though, eventually as well, because there's good synergies, so I don't know if I want to get rid of it entirely. I got like 300% extra damage. With the right stuff, though, I would not be opposed to taking that. How much more powerful is this? Not that much more powerful. Bleeding, thawing, freeze enemies. No. Let's not try to get too precious. I had a plan that I started out with. I should keep on that, I think. Oh, come on now. Mm-hmm. Didn't even get the thing. Got so many elites here, I hate it. It's working, though. There. I guess I might as well. It's like, how much different is it really going to be compared to everything else that's been happening, really? There we are. Good money, too. Okay, now. Did anybody say anything about, like, I have to now? No, I don't have to do anything. You can't make me. You can't pressure me into just going and... Okay, that works. You can't just pressure me into going and taking whatever items that you want me to. I gave you a chance and you said no. Or at least one person said no, and I listened to one person. Wow, I could not hit that guy at all, could I? Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay. I hate... Hey, wait a second. What happened to my, crusher? It just disappeared. Oh, great. I'm gonna have to deal with an elite one of those guys. Got it. I'm somehow managing to remain alive. Yep, just keep doing this. This'll work. Yes. I got the tech. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing that. Okay. There we are. Man, I hate this area. It's actually going okay, though, all things considered. Oh, man. Throw the crusher down there. I tried, but the guy was so fast that it was just kind of like ignoring it. Like the elite toxic miasma was so fast that it just kind of walked right around it. And it's like, it didn't even care. It did not even give me the time of day when it came to crushering. Like it just dove right back into the ground. Ever played Salt and Sanctuary? I've watched a bunch of other people play it. I've never played it myself. Not that interested, to be honest. What do you have for Cudgel? Eh, nothing all that good. But hey, I managed to get through this area without dying. Hooray! For now. Yeah, but, like, yeah. I also get, like, full health and everything, too. I should go sell the... I'm not going to use the oiled sword. I should go sell that as well. Cool. And down here. In fact, I probably should have just sold that for the extra buff here. I didn't really necessarily need that much health. Would have been totally fine. One of these days, I'm going to hit this guy. And that's going to be a day to remember. Anyway, God, maybe it's not worth selling this just so I can get out of here faster. Like, good God. The enemy spawn is so intense. It's like, what am I even going to do about this? Yeah, I don't think it was worth it to get that money, to be honest. I survived it, but it wasn't worth it. Now then. Okay, I'm unsubbing. Okay, that's fine. What? Wait, why? Also, what? There's like 3 enemies left? Yeah, but whatever. I mean, it's... No, actually, that's a good point. How is the melee still increasing when there's only like 3 enemies left? Take it up with Motion Twin, I suppose. Not worth the stress. Should have sold it earlier. Yeah, but I was really considering taking it. Because like I said, there's some real techniques that you can use with having multiple shields on you at once. You didn't take the sword? I did. You said not to take the sword. Like, everybody said not to take the sword. I said, hey, should I take the sword? And you said no. We need to roll back the tape. Okay, well, This is not the easiest area to go through, but I should be able to at least deal with it mostly. Like the parrying and everything should make it a little bit easier for the tentacles, if none of the other ones. Kind of like to try parrying one of the ball and chains just to see if that's even possible, but I also know that that's a terrible, terrible, horrible idea. I'd also like to try parrying one of the mushroom guys here, the spikers, but I also know that's an maybe worse idea than anything else that I've come up with so far. At least the keys are pretty plentiful. I mean, it's like I'm sure I could probably do it. It's just I also know that it takes a long time for them to come out of the ground, and that's a problem. Some of the guys turn to elites and kill them to reduce more melees. I think that's just putting myself in a much more dangerous position if I tried to do that. Like, if I get hit by an elite especially, that's bad. That's bad things that would be occurring. Observe. Okay. Come on now. The failed experiments don't actually count those things. Don't actually count those. The cocoon as an attack, so they won't dodge it, which actually makes it a little bit easier to deal with them. But because they will dodge shields. However, still got to actually successfully do the parry. Just say that right now. Good God. Let's get rid of those things first. If I get exploded upon, that's also everything's very bad. So many very bad things. Wait, why'd you unsub? I missed it. All things considered, this... Okay, never mind. I was going to say this run is going fine, and now it's not. That was my entire health. All of it. 100% from 100 to 0, baby. Wow. See, I told you it wasn't a good idea to try and parry those things if I even was trying to do that there, which I wasn't. I just didn't see the thing on the ground because there were so many other enemies attacking me at the same time. Okay, well, it's a lot of fun. Full melees increases damage taken? I don't think so. Usually just makes the enemies faster and like start to spawn in, but maybe. That's max melees for you, I suppose. I was mashing on the button to do the parry, by the way. What a terrible end to a run. 4 potion charges still remaining, and I died, like, what, basically to 2 enemies there. Especially after going through that previous area and getting, what, 80 kills in a row without getting hurt even once? That's pretty good for the corrupted sewers. What is it called? Corrupted confinements? I don't know. Well, anyway, hey, it's a post-commentary episode. We're back here. Say hi, chat. We're doing post-commentary this time. Recorded this one yesterday just because I knew that I was going to have a real hard time with this run, and I wanted to make absolutely sure that I had something to show, even if it wasn't live and in the moment. Thank God. It's like, despite... Now, here's the thing. During this run, I did actually try and parry the spikers a few times. It was a mistake every single time, but at least I didn't take nearly as much damage comparatively. Oh boy, oh boy. Say something about the McDLT. To be honest, it's like the McDLT, I'm sure was probably a fine sandwich, but it looked like, you know, its legacy was probably just adding a whole bunch more. See, I told you it doesn't work. It was adding a whole bunch more styrofoam waste to the world to separate out lettuce and tomatoes on the cool side. But hey, I hope you got your money's worth by me referencing the McDLT several times in this episode. A high-quality sandwich that you know, in retrospect, I might have started thinking about because I think about roughly at the same time I was watching a lot of Germa streams, and he was also talking about that commercial. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember the McDLT. Or, well, the commercial for it. I guess I wasn't alive even when it came out, but still. Anyway, what else is going on here? Yeah, don't... Despite the fact that you can parry anything, it's like... When it comes to shields, you really do want to be quite prudent with your usage of, you know, actually trying to parry stuff. If you don't need to, you shouldn't. Something that I could really stand to learn myself in a lot of these episodes. But what can I say? I want to try and use these weapons as much as possible, regardless of if it's a good idea or not. Pass Doc, drink a potion. I'm already down 1 potion charge. I'm not going to drink another potion. Besides, I have, like, gastronomy. I have what doesn't kill me. I should be totally okay. And I keep realizing that it's just like I have to stop killing these enemies before I get what doesn't kill me working. And then I messed up the parry anyway, so there's that. And you can actually see that it's like when you go through the levels at a decent clip, you can keep the melees down a little bit. Like, I'm only actually halfway up here, although I did end up using a potion charge. Yeah, I guess, no, melees is still broken. Let's just say that. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Ah, ridiculous. Confirmed younger than 36 because that's when the DLT came out. Oh, is it? Well, to be honest, I just knew it was the 80s. It's like I'm fairly... Yeah. I for some reason I thought that was like early 80s or something. I had Jason Alexander in that commercial. Oh, sure you want to go the cardiac surgery route? Oh no, you're not talking to me. It's just like I would call this that, considering the amount of stress that it takes to even go through the corrupted confinements in the first place. But yes. What if I time travel and I'm really from the 1920s? Oh man, the roaring 20s. What a time, what a time. See, I told you I didn't need to use a potion charge. And whatever, I'm already basically at full melees at all points in time anyway. It does not matter at all. Ah, well. We are the roaring 20s. No, you're not. There's a significant lack of flapper girls in chat as far as I know. Like, come on. Why would you come to this 20s? Let's be honest here. Aside from maybe having pre-Hays Code movies, what are you gonna do in the 20s? Like, nothing. Ain't no video games that exist in that time period either. I want to go to the place where the video games exist. And mankind's greatest achievement, Dead Cells. Persona 5. Hoonie Pop 2 just came out, everybody. Hope you all have a great Valentine's Day. I know I will. Back to the comfy position. Not anymore. That was like I said, don't go for the parries if you don't need to. Like, good God. I just want to show off the weapon as much as possible, even though it's like it is literally and figuratively hurting me. I don't know. It's like I gotta get out of this mindset that I need to be using this weapon at all points in time. And that's what. Switch keys so you won't accidentally press the secondary attack. But I'm not accidentally pressing the secondary attack. It does give you a really huge amount more range when you're doing that. It's worth it. I just want to go back January 20th and dump all my life savings into GameStop. I want to go dump all my life savings into Dogcoin. By the way, I believe you owe me one, right? Oh yes, this is post-commentary too. This is like the runs were not happening. The last one we saw was the farthest that I've gotten on stream trying to make this thing work, and it's like I still got 100% of my health taken away with stuff like that. Hey, has it crossed $1 yet? Oh God, no. I don't like, to be honest, I don't even know how to like invest in wacky fake currencies, only real currencies. Gotta like set up a wallet or something. I don't know. That one was, I wasn't even trying to parry that. I just messed up the timing there. least close to the roaring 20s in the way that speculation is a thing. Yeah, but it's also like you can't take out loans to invest in the stock market anymore. The roaring 20s were pretty wacky in that respect. BK or McDonald's? To be honest, it's been a while since I've been to BK because Burger King, like, I just don't have any around my job. Whereas I got like a McDonald's very close to my job. So if I'm craving a burg, which is not super often, I'll usually go there instead. And there we go. Still very much do like the oh yeah, and there's the parry with the rolling, which still does work for what doesn't kill me. So it's a worthwhile thing. Thinking of ordering delivery? I guess I get a Whopper. If I had the chance, I would. Am I just stealing Germa bits again? Damn it. Gotta stop watching so much that guy. Okay. Keep getting ads for eToro shaming you for not investing in Google and Apple despite being a child at the time that entry was reasonable. What? Why would they shame you for investing in stuff? It's such a volatile, ridiculous market. Can't just be like, oh man, I can't believe you didn't invest in something when it was the good time to do so. It's very complicated. I currently use Kraken and Coinbase. Weird. I should go just like throw $10 into Dogcoin and just be like, that's right, I've got all my investments in memes. But don't you work from home? No, I don't. I very much work in an office. It's actually a quite nice office. But it is like it is like downtown. So I guess if I wanted to walk somewhere, I could probably have like a lot more options in terms of you know, restaurants or whatever, but I don't. I want to go through drive-thrus. So yeah. I didn't know you gone back to the office. Yeah, as of late October, I'm back in the office. So actually quite a while now. You know. You know, doing this right now, I was thinking that it's just like, man, I'm going to have like a million enemies spawning next to me. This is a bad idea. Worked out just fine anyway, though, as it turns out. You like the whole video is pre-recorded? Yeah, like literally I'm playing this on VLC right now. I did this yesterday just because these runs were so not going anywhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go full concentration mode. We're not talking here. I'm just going to record footage of this, of having a successful run, and I'll talk over it on stream. That's a way to do content, right? You still show up late to work? Wink. But is this a successful run? No, but it is a better run than what I had going on before, so we're doing that. 2x Whoppers for €8? You can probably get a better deal for that. It's going really well, even in full concentration. Look, survival runs are not really about survival right now. I think Motion Twin maybe needs to re-look at some of like the amount of health that you're getting from these scrolls, if I'm being honest. You know. We could have had a prediction if you didn't tell us. Look, you know where this is going to end. You know where this is going to end. Like it's the same spot as it has ended for like the last 5 or 6 episodes. I mean, it's just how it is. What can I say? Yeah, at this point in time, I just decided I'm going to go around and maybe like just kill a few enemies, get like a little bit more curse relief. Go for some healing from the parries. It's like, yeah. Yeah, you all know where it's gonna end. Yeah. Would you do gaming stuff full time if your audience grew enough to be sustainable? Absolutely, I would. I mean, God knows that it's just like I would rather, you know, not be in an office if I didn't need to, just for that reason alone. So yeah, switching out for a little bit more survivability, but also maybe more damage with parries? I don't know. Hard to say. But not everyone betting would know, would mean I get points from them. Well, that's their own. Like, I'm saying right now, this is like straight up pre-recorded. 100% pre-recorded. Also, yeah, there were some better options maybe than having the Giant's Whistle, but the Giant's Whistle is just so good against the Conjunctivius that I decide to keep it for this fight in particular. Right. Not great, not bad. Can you please put ads on the Persona vids? No. No, I'm never going to put ads on the Persona vids. Besides, there's a lot of swearing in those videos. Like a lot of swearing. Hey, as you can see, it's just like a little hard to hit with like slow range weaponry, but range weaponry is still obviously the way to go. Also get a lot of parry opportunities against these tentacles, which is extra healing. Make sure not to screw it up, though. With a repeater attack, it becomes one of the easiest weapons to stroll through the game, except for bosses. You just hold attack until everyone's dead. Oh, yeah. I mean, the repeater crossbow is definitely one that has been improved significant amount since the last episode that I did, but I'm also like, I already did that episode. Whatever. Okay, get the parry for that stun timing and kind of set up a lot more hits. And then I'm not getting a whole ton of damage going for the ranged attacks, but it's like I'm still occasionally trying it too. And like I said, you can get parries on things that are not normally parryable, so why not go for there? And yeah, just trying to go for this. At least, yeah, the stun timing does work on the tentacles even if they're in the ground, so it's good. It's like, frankly, for a survival fight, this is going pretty well against the Conjunctivius. Tends to be a lot better. Speaking of Dead Cell's enemy randomizer, actually that is kind of what the Undying Shores, as it turns out, is. It takes its enemies that you find in there are taken from previous areas that you've gone through. Hey, guess what enemy they took from the Corrupted Confinements? That's a lot of fun. Can't even believe that. Like, if you need any more reason not to go into that area. Can't wait to see how the Scythe Claw will work with all the new parryways. I mean, I don't think I ended up taking the Scythe Claw on this one. It's like, Scythe Claw is still pretty good. It's just unfortunate that, yeah, they have lowered the damage quite a bit compared to what it was, even if it is sped up. God, it used to be so powerful. And there we go. Easy. Yes, it's the toxic miasma. Thankfully, it's like they aren't nearly as populous as they appear in the Corrupted Confinements, but it is like you gotta deal with them. It's awful. I can't believe the amount of cryptocurrency talk that's happening in the chat right now. All I wanted to do was buy $100 worth of dog coins. Yeah, Conjunctivius, super well countered by the Giant's Whistle. Being able to hit anywhere, covers for a lot of the issues otherwise that you have with survival weapons. Is good. Very good. I mean, I still 2 potion charges down. It's still, like, not looking great, but hey, at least I beat the first boss. For once. Well, for once in these runs. It's just like, I don't know. Like I said, I think that just like a little bit of a rework to how much health you get out of survival would probably make a big difference. And yeah, now that I've beaten the Conjunctivius, don't really need to have the Giant Whistle anymore. That was a good parry. Ah, well. At least it's fairly easy to parry the cannibals most of the time. It's just, once again, I really don't want to attempt it with this little health. And yes, 50% is this little health. That's just the reality we're living in right now. And aside from that, at least I can afford another potion charge and everything, so... Oh, there we go. Don't have... Unfortunately, did get rid of gastronomy for... Because I'm usually below half health, so I just decided, I'm gonna get a lot of usage out of the necromancy regardless. Even as much as it's nerfed, it's still good enough. Do Cocoon returns arrow stuck in enemies? I think so. But it's like, as you can see, I'm like 90% of the time just using the melee attack, because even though it's not as good, I just like the style of it enough. There we are. It's like I haven't really noticed. I'm sure it would. I'm sure if you look at like one of the bosses, it'll be very obvious if it returns it or not. Well. Now, once again, you do realize that dog coin is the meme currency, literally. I don't know if legitimately investing in it is a good idea. All right. Very, very clear area otherwise in here, which I guess I can appreciate considering the nightmare that the rest of the run has been, but, you know, yeah. I also got rid of Armadillo Pack, which was kind of a big loss for me. I liked having that. I was doing... Bitcoin did not literally have a 2013 meme on it. It's not the same thing. Concerned dog by dog coins. This is so stupid. Anyway. Ice armor, again, kind of a tempting thing just because, well, the ability to be able to parry while also knowing that I have one hit that can be blocked if I screw it up. It's good, but I was looking to see if I had any sort of synergy for freezing there, and since I didn't, I just decided, whatever. Not worth it. Not worth it. It's known as a penny crypto. Well, like a penny stock? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It is still investing. Take that same sort of terminology. How does cryptocurrency work? It's an entire thing. But basically, it's entirely driven on the speculation market right now, so... Why are we talking about crypto? I gotta stop talking about cryptocurrency. We're doing an episode here. This is what happens when I have the time to read everything that's written in chat. It's like, hey, what's your favorite Marvel movie? I haven't watched any of them. Why are we talking about this right now? Why are you reading chat? Because it's like, I got the time to... I'm not playing the game right now. I got the time to go look over and check out what's going on. Hey, man. Currency only. No! No, have to stop. Must stop. Can't, you won't, and you don't. Favorite MF Doom song? I'll just say Raps Niches. Said that wrong, but you know what? That's the one that was the meme, so I've heard the most, needless to say. I gotta say this, just like, haven't really listened to enough of the guy. Should probably go check him out more. Favorite Doom song? I gotta go listen to some of the new Doom songs just because it's like, I like Mick Gordon, and I think that there's probably some real bangers on that soundtrack. I'm gonna be playing a Doom Eternal. Getting so distracted right now. So yeah, this is a nightmare. What I did was I basically just started mashing the melee attack until I won. And I somehow didn't die. Dead cells, baby. God, when you get multiple of those infected zombies around you, it's... Yeah, there's not really too much you can do. And spamming the parry would not have helped, I think. Maybe. I can change Tomb Eternal into Tomb 2016 since Eternal has very unfun enemies. Doom 2 also has unfun enemies. I mean, it's the circle of life. No, I'll play Doom. I feel like I can stay and check it out. It's supposed to be one that I'm playing on stream too. Still like looking at that ice armor and thinking, maybe, like a little bit, but like nah. By the way, is the volume good? I didn't really even ask about that at all. You doing a Cocoon showcase? More like I did a Cocoon showcase, and we're watching it right now. So I looked at this cursed chest, and I said, nah. It's good? Okay. It's been a little bit low in the videos recently, so I pumped it up a bit. Hopefully it's not too awful. Is Scarecrow new Hand of the King? In some ways, yes. You know what? In a lot of ways, yes. Yeah. You know what? Yes. I would agree. Of course, it's like I did eventually get used to fighting the Hand of the King, and I'll get used to this. What happened there? Like, I soon forgot the parry. Whatever. Okay. And basically, I'm just killing enemies right now to get back to 50% health. I told you that necromancy is still worth it, even with the nerfs to it. It's ridiculous. Watch a guy do no HUD ultra nightmare runs casually. Huh. So yeah, Undying Shores. I'm just like, do I want to? Do I want to maybe go to the cavern to get some more better stuff? But nah, we're going to the. Unfortunately, we're going to the Undying Shores once again. And like I said, the enemies that I have fought over the course of the run mean that it's going to be a particularly difficult one. Are you going to free the symmetrical lance showcase from your basement? Here. I will put it. I will make it public again for 5 minutes. All right. Get to it. I mean, we got, yeah, it's like, what are we looking at here for 5 minutes? Well, not a whole lot left in the episode, to be honest. So it should be easy. Yes, go prepare to archive if you want. Time to VOD it on the unofficial channel. Whatever. I think nearly got 100,000 views for some reason. So, there's that. Well, whatever. You're not going to get another version of that episode, so grab it while you can. Why would you private it? People really did not like that episode. We'll just say that right now. A little bit more lore on the apostates there as well. Wait, what episode? Oh, don't worry about it. It's gone. And there we go. All right, so we got slammers, we got toxic miasma, we got ugly worms throwing down bombs all over the place. Don't go through the sewers if you're going to be going to the Undying Shores, by the way. I want to make that absolutely clear right now. Like, good God, what a mix of enemies. They're not, like I said, not super populous as they would be back in their home areas, but still, Jesus. It is a rough combination. Still, I do like the idea, and it does make sense lore-wise why you have them appearing in here, so that's fun. If I found like a cursed chest or something in here, I probably would not be taking it. Then I have to decide, maybe actually try out the whole broadsword deal right now. Legendary broadsword just falling right in my hands. It's like you do get that weird combo of potential synergies from having multiple shields on you. I decided to try it out. Besides, it's also been a while since we've seen the broadsword, so why not? Good amulet drop there, too, by the way. I've been blessed by the algorithm before. I'll be blessed by the algorithm again, baby. No, but really, it's just like, if people didn't like the episode, I'd rather just yeet it into the void. The vid is still private. That's because it was public, and now is not. Okay. Needless to say, even with like a shield, a cocoon is still quite useful too. This is a rough area, not nearly as bad as like Fractured Shrines though, comparatively. And certainly having a slightly faster weapon and like a bunch of tiny areas that you can group enemies into makes it a lot easier to use something like a broadsword. Yeah, there's not like a bunch of large so close. There's not a bunch of large flat surfaces that enemies are able to snipe you from really easily. Besides, actually, for the most part, not really a whole lot of sniping enemies in this area. Don't have a million Inquisitors or Knife Throwers hanging about, which is nice. Still get some Knife Throwers, but not as many. Right. Always want to take out the Apostate ASAP. And I tried to parry nothing there for a second because Detoxing Miasma was slowed down quite a bit, so that was fun. A lot of good stuff. Run, hide, but you cannot deny your past. That's why I didn't delete that episode. It's nearly privated. So at inopportune moments like this one, it can rise once again from the depths. Why'd you private it? No, people really hated that episode. Because that was the one where I talked about enemy scaling. Doesn't exist in the game anymore, but did for a while. Yep, I think that's probably a better option for a shield. A lot of extra invincibility could be good against the boss, but it wasn't. Because, again, we already know how this episode ends. It's a foregone conclusion. And then take those things out there. Forget that I have Armadillo Pack once again. Every time, man. It's so useful that it's just like something that I'm going to be having on most of the runs that I'm going for right now. Yeah, well, you should have got the episode when it was available. It's gone now. Like I said, yeeted off into the void. Again. Getting really close to actually getting 60 kills here, too, which is quite nice. I don't know exactly what the level of items you get in this area is, but it's pretty good if I remember correctly. I like the food in this biome. I mean, it's not the food in this biome. It's just try to open the door twice there. It's just I have it set to cheese still for some reason. I gotta go change it back to fruit already. That's the old school thing, but it is a very much on-brand one for me. I think it's one lower than the max level. Okay, so like not as good as the cavern, but still pretty good. Actually, that might just be the normal for what you get in these areas, as far as I know. There's the cocoon actually being used there for 1 second. Also, you can see one of the homunculus actually swinging one of the weapons for once before I killed him. Got the same move set as like the blood sword, curse sword, oil sword. Fun stuff. Why is enemy scaling in the game? It isn't anymore, but that was a thing that they had to kind of like set the difficulty based on how many stats that you picked up over the course of the run. It's no longer a thing, but it was a thing that was actually like well done enough that it was quite hidden for some time. Ass or titties? Titties? Look, I like a person because of their inner beauty, not their outer fat titties. Also, new lore room. Yeah, surely. Also get a little bit more of those bloody runes on the background too. Kind of see all over the place whenever you're looking at lore related to the alchemist. And then just so many ranged enemies there for 1 second. Okay, uterus or prostate? Uterus, of course. What are you talking about? Like, who is... What did... Ah, man. Why am I even reading this sort of stuff? It's a good thing that everybody stops watching at this point in the episode anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You really do lose that, you really do lose that. I really miss having the extremely long invincibility time with the old version of the Rampart. It's too bad. Bloodthirsty shield. It's just like for extra damage. Probably should have kept the other one, but it's like I'm supposed to be using the Cocoon over the course of this run anyway. So yeah. So you have to keep going? Oh, don't worry. We're about to go fight the Scarecrow. This is post-commentary once again. Just try destroying one of those mushrooms to see if it will blow up like in the normal fight. It doesn't. Alright, the slowdown already messing me up something fierce. But the damage is good. Like, I do have 26 levels of survival right now, so it ain't bad. Ah, shouldn't have swung, should have went for the parry. But as you can see, I don't actually take too much damage with this amount of survival. Never mind, I got killed in 2 hits.